about. But who's talking about Texas State? Who's talking about Central Michigan? Who's talking about Akron? Who's talking about the other schools who might not be the top of the tier, but are still giving you the college football you love to bet on? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Campus Kickoff.
Trying to make up for it. Fires to the end zone. Touchdown! Alabama wins! Dobbs heaves it. They're bunched up in the end zone. It's tipped up. It's caught. It is caught. Jawan Jennings. And the ball is free. It's picked up by Michigan State. Jalen Watts Jackson. And he scores on the last play of the game.
What is going on, people? Welcome back to Campus Kickoff, presented by Sharp Sports Network. I am the one and only Mick Dilly, and today I do have a special guest. I am joined by the one and only man you all know as the Wanderer, the man who is also from Sharp Sports Network himself. He is Mr. Jesse Carter.
Hello. Sorry, people. My camera, for some reason, doesn't want to work.
Doesn't want to work, but you know that he's here because you can tell that glorious voice. Only one man has that voice, and that is Jesse. And Jesse is ready to talk college football. And Jesse, I'm going to tell you the same thing I'll tell everybody on this podcast as we start. Just remember that just because these teams are not ranked does not mean you can still not make valuable money off them.
It's true.
All right, we're going to go through the recap really quickly like we do on here. We just talk about our best bet, worst bet of the weekend, and our overall record. Do you know what your record was for week 3?
My record for week 3 was not its normal record, but I will need 20 seconds.
All right, while you do that, I will tell the people mine. So I went 7-7 week 3, played 14 games, went 500 on the slate. I played 12 games on Campus Kickoff, so I only partaked in 2 games on the main show, dabbling in. And, I would say that I was disappointed with myself at first, but looking at the same way that I fucked myself last week with playing, once again, 14 games, I can't be too mad at 7-7. Overall record, 22-20. Jesse.
Your boy went a ugly 3-5, but
Hey, that means we got to bounce back.
Only game I'm sad about is that I didn't back the boys in September.
Yeah, that one hurt. I would say my worst play of the week I would have to give to Florida. I had the 4.5 against A&M. Then I got more confident in the week and grew to the money line to the point where then they just acted me straight up. A&M took a shot on them. No one told me Connor Wayman wasn't playing and they were going to start the other quarterback, and that other quarterback was a lot better. So that was probably my worst. And the best play of the week was going back to Thursday, Arizona State money line against Texas State. Thought Arizona State was down and out, 14 points. Oh no, turn the game back on. It's tied. Arizona State comes on to win in a thriller. Look, like I said, they don't have to be ranked to have some fun on this podcast. But yeah, going into next week, a bounce back week for me. That's what I need. You need a bounce back week. And it all starts on Friday night, Jesse.
Yes, it does.
Friday night, before we get to the ranked game, we have Stanford and Syracuse. We have Stanford, who on this podcast fucked me week 1 against TCU because of bad coach management, but I digress. And they are going into Syracuse against a Kyle McCord offense that I do not think anyone was expecting to have 735 passing yards and 8 touchdowns through the first 2 weeks. This is my redemption game. This is my fuck the trees and what they did to me. Give me Syracuse -9.5 at home.
I'm sticking right next with that. That's what I was thinking, because the OC over there at Syracuse has really been able to bring out the best in McCord. And I'm not really confident on Stanford. So, I'm going with the -9 with the boys. Orange.
100% like that. All right, the ranked game we will talk about on the podcast, obviously, 22-24. All the people will be knowing what's going on there. But there is no podcast in this case. So we are going to talk about this game. Number 24, Illinois. Number 22, Nebraska, also taking place on Friday night on Fox. The spread is Nebraska, who Jesse is very high on this year.
Big Ten winners.
Minus 9 points against the Illinois Fighting Illini. We'll start with you, because I think I know how you're feeling.
31-14, so they cover.
So Nebraska minus 9. If I'm already taking a 9.5 with Syracuse, I'll just get funky and take the other 9 with. Actually, I don't know. I feel like this is going to be a chippier game, and that's not me saying that Nebraska isn't as good as they are.
This could be an under. I would respect the under.
That's where I'm leaning. I think I'm going to take the
because
under 43.5.
Both tough, gritty teams.
Yeah.
Illinois wants to run. Nebraska can kind of do it all, so I feel like they'll run away with it minus 9. But I don't know what the score will stop at. And since I have 31-14, that's just beating the under over.
Yes, I'm gonna take the under in this game. I'm gonna ride that. I feel more comfortable with that than the 9 points that I know that you feel comfortable getting.
Yeah, Illinois will be tough though.
Yeah, I think it will be. All right, let's move on to Saturday. I believe we have a good slate of games, even though they're not all ranked here. Here's where I want to start. All right, we have a ranked, unranked game, but I really like this play. Number 21, Clemson against North Carolina State, and they are giving Clemson 17 points at home. Now, this is a Clemson team that played one game that was not so well, one game that was really well. Now, I think that they're looking at that really well game and giving them 17 points, but against an ACC rival in NC State, I think this is going to be a close game. So give me NC State to cover these 17 points.
If the safeties are back, cover. If the safeties are still gone, they don't cover.
Okay. That's how you feel?
That's exactly how I
feel. All right. Next game, 12 o'clock. We got 2 1-2 teams that I think still have a lot of upside, just losing games by stupid mistakes. We got Kansas and West Virginia. West Virginia is at home favored minus 2.5 points against Kansas. Jalen Daniels, Garrett Green, 2 people that have been talked about very highly in the world of college football that have underperformed in the first 2 games. I think we need to see a breakout performance from one of these guys here. Jesse, where do you lean?
I'm not taking Kansas because little backstory lore on Kansas fucking head coach. He was the head coach at Baylor when they had 5 quarterbacks transfer away. Multiple running backs transfer away. He made Baylor look like trash because he's a terrible head coach and he shouldn't have got a job because he's done terrible everywhere he's been. So I will be fading Kansas. Give me West Virginia minus 2.5. Bounce back game after their stupid out.
All right. I was just about to say, I have backed West Virginia last week against Pitt. The backyard brawl. Things didn't go well. I need these country roads to lead me home against a victory against Kansas. I'm going to ride that minus 2.5 as well. All day. I'm with you. Okay. Let's move it on over. Exiting. Well, I'm going to ask you, do you want to play this Florida-Mississippi State game or no?
Honestly, it's going to be Mississippi State plus 6.
Okay.
But I'm not putting that on the record.
Okay. I was only asking because I wanted to know if you were playing. If you were playing, I would have dabbled, but I don't think I'm going to touch that. All right, we'll move on. Next game, 2 o'clock. Coastal Carolina, 3-0. Virginia, a good Virginia team, 2-1 that I have been 2-0 with this year. Minus 3.5 points for Virginia going to Coastal Carolina over under 55 points. I just want to start. I've ridden this Virginia team once. I've ridden this Virginia team twice. The quarterback through 3 games has 901 passing yards. I know he has 4 interceptions, but if he slings this bitch the way he's been slinging it against this Coastal defense that has played nobody yet, I think it's going to be a shock to their system, and I'm going to take Virginia minus 3.5.
Over 55.5.
Smart. Offense, yeah. Offense should be firing on all cylinders in this football game. All right. Next game that I do have a play on in my notes, and I just want to know if you do as well. Number 20, Iowa State is minus 21 favorite against an Arkansas State team that just played Michigan. And I like Arkansas State to cover these 21 points. I think 3 touchdowns in this type of gritty football game will not. I think I like the under in this game, which means if I'm liking the under, I'm liking 3 touchdowns to Arkansas State. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, Iowa State might be ranked 20th.
But it's because they beat Iowa.
I haven't seen a game where they have been like a 22 spread is crazy for an Iowa team, if we're being honest here.
Yes.
And Arkansas State gave up a fight against Michigan. Don't get me wrong. It took some interceptions. But I can see them covering 22.
Yeah, I agree. All right, next game that we got here is a game that I'm actually curious if you're going to play. We have a unranked, but they're both 2-1, 3:30 on ESPN. We got Arkansas and Auburn. Auburn is favored by minus 4 points in this football game. Peyton Thorne and what's his name? Taylor Green, the 2 quarterbacks that will be going at it in this game. Obviously, both run-heavy offenses, but if you lean the passing game, then you have to lean Auburn.
Plus 3.5.
All right, plus 3.5 for Arkansas.
I like their toughness. I think they can run with a team like Auburn, who hasn't really showed me they're a real great team or good. They just look below Auburn standards.
I'm going to take the over 58 points in this game. I have points. I just have this being Auburn's defense the first couple of games is looked good against the 2 teams that were bad, and the 1 team that was okay, they looked okay. So it's like I can't really judge it off them. And Arkansas, I think, will give them a run for their money. And Arkansas's defense, same exact thing. Fucking vice versa. Next game here. Navy, Memphis, no. But I do really I really like this game. Navy's 3-0. Memphis is 3-0. Navy's getting a minus 10-point spread. Memphis is getting a minus 10-point spread in Navy. Are you doing it? Because I'll do it if you're doing it.
Give me the 10.
Boom. Me too.
What?
Who?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Yeah. Who are you taking?
Memphis tear that ass up.
Shit.
Memphis better tear it up.
I'll back the boys. Give me Navy. Plus 10 to cover. Come on. I like it. All right, let's move out of the no, we're not going to move out of the 3 o'clock window. There's one more game. Number 3-0. Number 3-0. Arizona State University is going to Texas Tech. And Texas Tech minus 3.5 on the spread. Look, I know that Morton, the quarterback, 10 touchdowns, 970 yards. He loves to throw that bitch. And Arizona State's defense has also proved that any pass-style caliber offense, they're going to get a couple picks. They did it the first game, they did it the second game, and it saved them the third game. So if that continues in the 4th game against Texas Tech, I'm going to keep riding the magic. 4-0 Arizona State. Give me Arizona State. Plus 3.5? No. I'm taking the money line. That's for you, Luke.
I respect that because I'm sticking with plus 3.
Smart. I'm just going to hit the money line. I feel confident. All right. We got a couple ranked games here, a couple ranked games there. Let's move out and let's move down. 7 o'clock. I have a question for you. Are you playing this game, Jesse? Cal is 3-0. Florida State is 0-3. Florida State is favored minus 2.5 points at home. Now, if you are playing this game, obviously it is
the first team to win a division didn't they go undefeated?
Yes, last year they did.
Go undefeated and the next season start 0-4. Give me money line Cali.
I'll ride with you. I had Memphis 6.5 last week. I'll ride with you. I like the under in this game as well. Under 45. I really do like that. But
yeah, I respect the under, but Florida State's in burning. They're burning.
Yes, and I think we're all just gonna sit back and let them burn. Poor guys. All right.
Well, Travis is happy he got out of there.
Oh, fuck yeah. Next game that we got, Michigan State and Boston College. Two unranked teams, but they are two pretty decent teams on paper so far to start the year. You know, they played. Boston College definitely had a more, impressive schedule than Michigan State, but I digress. -6.5 points for Boston College at home in this game. Now, Jesse, I will start with you. Over-under is 46.
Backing the boys in green.
Thank you.
They come in here. They go into the house of Boston College. They aren't able to handle the run, but Boston doesn't have the time of possession to keep Childs from not getting to 21. So I think we have a nail biter, but I'm going to give it to State on the money line.
I'm going to take State on the +6.5. I took State on the +9.5 against Maryland, and I felt great that whole game. I'm going to do the same here with Boston College. All right, one more game, and that is the team that, of course, always stays in the conversation. Unranked 2-0 against an unranked 2-0 game, 8 o'clock on Fox. We got Baylor going to Colorado.
I knew it.
-1.5 point favorite is the boys in Boulder.
Yeah, Baylor's not the best. Neither is
You look at
Colorado.
the two teams on paper. Baylor, through their first three games, has 315 total passing yards, while Colorado has 999. I
think Colorado's going to cover this spread heavily, so I'm going to take the -2.
Yeah, I mean, it's at a 1.5 right now, or 2, wherever you're getting it. So I agree with you. If they can't beat Baylor by a field goal, we have a problem. But I think there's one man that can single-handedly beat this guy, and he's beaten 2 other teams this year, and that man is number 12. That man is Travis Hunter. I've seen how Baylor has played the coverages this year, and Baylor plays a lot of zone. And Travis Hunter is somebody that is weirdly better in zone coverage than man, because in man, he'll just end up getting double covered. But when they play zone, they leave gaps for him, and any fucking 6-inch, 8-inch window that you give him, he'll catch it over somebody. So, yeah. I'm gonna back that.
He's been elite.
Yes, I agree. He is the Shohei Ohtani of college football at the moment. All right, that is the picks of the unranked and campus kickoff games for week 4. And if you want to check out the rest of our picks, make sure you check those out on Saturday. And if you want to see the recap for all the games that happened in week number 3 and all the games that happened in the NFL week number 2, check out the pod tomorrow, 6:30, Sharp Sports Network. Jesse will be there. I'll be there. Ty will be there. Luke will be there. And make sure that you're there as well. Download the Sharps mobile app on the App Store. Use promo code TYCO011 when you sign up. Hit up all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, X, YouTube, Twitch, Sharp Sports Network. We appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. I'm McDilly. That's the Wanderer. Peace! Yeah. 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 Hit end, goddammit! We're still live.
Well, let's give the people a little college insight. Is Quinn Ewers expected to be back next week?
No. Quinn Ewers is expected to be out the next 2 weeks.
Next 2 weeks. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So, do we think that's enough time for Arch Manning to get into the Heisman conversation?
I think it could be. Yeah, UL Monroe is a team that you can easily put a point on. So I think that if you could do that, that would be great. But hey, whenever you want to end the pod, we are done. Just letting you know. Okay. But